Ang topic po natin ngayong araw na ito ay isang paalala po sa lahat. Okay? Ano man ang estado ng buhay mo, ano man ang natapos mo, ano man ang iyong kinabibilangang relihiyon, ikaw, kagaya ko, ay hindi po exempted sa topic na ating pong babasahin sa oras pong ito. At ang pamagat po ay just a nibble of sin will get you hooked. Sabi po sa James 1:14, temptation comes from our own desires which entice us and drag us away. Ginamit po ng may akda ang kwento po nilang mag-ama para po i-relate ang topic po natin ngayong araw na ito. For my dad, a day without fishing was a wasted day. He would manage, no matter what was going on, to go fishing for at least 30 minutes every day. As I watched my dad catch fish after fish, while I caught nothing, I learned really quickly that no fish bites a bare hook. You can't just throw a hook out in the water and expect to catch fish. You have to put bait on the hook, and a good fisherman knows different fish like different kinds of bait. Just like fisherman knows how to bait different kinds of fish, Satan knows just how to bait you. He knows your favorite flavors and what gets your attention. He knows exactly where your weak spot is and okay, ulitin ko lang po. He knows exactly where your weak spot is. That unmet emotional need, that empty tank, and that deep desire. That's why you've got to think about what you're thinking about. The hook is sin, but the bait is whatever lie Satan wants you to believe he knows you're vulnerable to. If you do this, you feel better. If you do this, it will be rewarding. If you do this, everything will be okay. Even when you know there's a hook beneath the bait, you may still keep nibbling. Why? Because you buy whatever lie Satan is feeding you. If you think you can keep nibbling without getting hooked, you're just fooling yourself. The idea that you won't get hurt is another one of Satan's lies. One of the most common lies is that whenever you're tempted, something outside of yourself has tempted you. But the real problem is not external. James 1:14 says, temptation comes from our own desires, which entice us and drag us away. Temptation starts with our inner desires. Those vulnerable spots Satan uses for bait. Those desires lead to sinful actions, and those actions lead to death. What you think determines how you feel, and what you feel determines how you act. Don't get in the bait of blaming your circumstances. When you're tempted, you may think you can't help it. You can help it. It starts by changing the way you think. When you're tempted, stop and ask the question, what lie am I believing? Then replace it with God's truth. It always lead to life. Opo, totoo po yung ating mga nabasa. Kaya nga po napaka-importante na malaman po natin ang katotohanan mula sa salita ng Panginoon at sa ating pamumuhay po araw-araw ay hilingin natin sa Holy Spirit na gabayan niya tayo, gabayan ang ating isip, ating puso, at ang ating mga gawa. Upang sa ganon, ay nandoon yung protection niya at guidance niya para tayo ay hindi po magkasala or ma-hook doon sa kasalanan or sa temptation na ating kinakaharap. At ito po ay mga tatlong katanungan na iwan ko po sa inyo. What lies do you think Satan knows you're vulnerable to? When was a time you thought you could control yourself when you nibbled at temptation? What was the result? How can you remind yourself of God's truth when you're tempted? Yan. Mga tatlong katanungan po na pwede po nating sagutin. Ito po ay napaka-personal at gaya po ng sinabi ko kanina, ating hingin sa Holy Spirit na i-guide niya tayo araw-araw, tulungan niya tayo araw-araw upang sa ganon, sa lahat ng mga pagkakataon na matitest ang ating faithfulness sa Panginoon at ang pag-ibig sa Kanya, ay makakaya po nating harapin anuman ang way na gamitin ng kaaway para tayo ay ma-hook sa kasalanan, ay mapapagtagumpayan natin sapagkat kasama natin ang Holy Spirit na sa atin ng Panginoong Hesus at tayo ay tumatalima sa Panginoon. Sa magandang araw po, ang aking pong iiwan sa inyo na patuloy kayong pagpalain ng Panginoon at gabayan sa lahat ng mga bagay na ginagawa natin, gagawin pa lamang at mga panaplano. Hali po, palayan po tayo ng Panginoon.